Welcome back, my friends, for another fun reloading video. Today I'm just going to be turning down my Lee case gauges here because it seems every one that I've bought for a straight wall cartridge is a little too fat here around the base where you're actually going to try and contact the cutter. So I have to chuck it into the drill, use a little masking tape to keep from screwing it up too bad, and then I'm going to use some simple 150 grit sandpaper I had laying around to take a few thousandths off that outer perimeter there, and we'll be good to go. So hang in tight and we'll get going. So what is the actual issue? This is the one that I've already done for the 454 Cosol. As you can see, it slides freely in and out of the case mouth. That's so we can contact the cutter and it bottoms out properly at the case length we need it to. However, this one is for 45 Colt, and since we're going to be using the same diameter bullets, you can see that it's not going to fit at all. It barely gets on there and it's really tight. I could show you this way, but I got the tape on there. But as you can see, it works this way. So all I have to do is turn this down to that diameter, which is just a couple thousandths. And you can see it's the exact same thing for the 45 ACP case length gauge, which I'll be using for the 45 Cowboy Special. Anyways, I just have to turn down these two here a little bit with some sandpaper in the drill. So with my micrometers, I got this one down to 0.444 before it was able to easily slide in and out of the case. So this one is 448 at the moment. Same with this one. I'm just going to turn those down a little bit until they are a little bit smaller. And as you can see, the masking tape, that'll help from marring up your gauge, even though it's on the part that's not actually contacting any of the case or anything. So it doesn't matter if you were to scratch that up, but I like a little bit of tape to prevent that from happening. Anyways, here we are up in the drill. I can turn it. It's nice and centric there. And this is going to be loud and annoying, but here we go. Okay, cool. Let's take this sucker out here, and it is a little warm. And we got some tape goo on it, but that'll be okay. Oh, it's actually really warm. Anyways, you saw it sliding over the base there this direction, and now that we've got the tape off, we can see that we fit this direction, and now we'll be able to trim our 45 Colt cases appropriately. Last one is the 45 ACP gauge, which is going to be tough because there's not a lot of meat to grab onto there, and I'm going to have to avoid, you know, sanding the crap out of the front of my drill there. So let's get going. And for this little one, this is going to be a little hard, but I'm just going to try and get some tape around that. Just a couple passes should do. And of course it's like oily, so the tape won't stick, but just enough to keep it from getting scratched up by the chuck of your drill. And we just want to get it going. And we're spinning pretty well there, so let's give it a try. Still just a little snug, so we'll go again here. We'll find a nice clean piece there. And there's enough sticking out that it's not being an issue trying to get close to it. Bingo! All right, so let's take this last one out. I'll let him cool down for a minute so some of that sticky tape goo doesn't maybe stick as bad as this one. But you'll see I've got some of these little alcohol swabs, so that should get most of that off. If not, use some acetone or your favorite gun cleaner or whatever, and that'll be just fine. I'm gonna give these a little ballistol bath after we do this here. because of course the alcohol is going to take off any of those oils from the factory or anything like that that are protecting it. So you're going to want to put some oil back onto it after you take it off with your alcohol swab or acetone or any of that crap. I'm sure more of you seasoned vets have a better way of doing this. Let us know down in the comments how you've dealt with this before. I'm sure some of you guys just have a lathe and you turn it all perfectly. That'd be pretty cool, but this is my cheap hillbilly way to go about it. And you can see a little bit of surface rust on this one, so we're going to definitely get that some oil to it. And now for the tape. Still a little warm, but not as bad with the tape goo. And we'll get a new swab as well here. And then we'll give them a test and just see if they pass. And one more quick function test before we give them a little ballistol bath. The Casol gauge works. The 45 Colt gauge, still a little tight, but I'm probably not going straight. That'll be probably smoother when I'm actually on the machine. And for the 45 ACP, oh, there we go. You got to go on head on there. There you go. Yeah. If you do it right, it'll work. And then again, don't forget to hit it with your favorite lubricant or whatever to protect from any rusting. So there's just a little bit of ballistol. And we'll kind of roll them around and get them nice and coated. And then we should be good to go for storage. And we shouldn't have to worry about these. And yeah, make sure to hit them nice and good. It's not going to hurt nothing. Make sure you get the tippy tip there. And of course the threads. And I'm sure my finger oils aren't good for it, so just make sure to hit that again and you're good to go. And that's gonna wrap it up for today. Just a quick little tip on how to maybe touch up your case gauges. I think Lyman makes a similar sort of thing and Frankfurt Arsenal might, I'm not certain, but that's how you can kind of turn those down to make your cases fit once they've been sized, because apparently they don't take into consideration different neck wall thicknesses for different brands, because once you size your brass, you're setting a uniform outside diameter. However, your case wall thickness will determine your inside diameter, which is going to be different because, you know, whoopsie. Anyways, if you like this sort of content or found it helpful, feel free to like the video or subscribe to the channel. You can also check me out over on Instagram. I have a Patreon if you like supporting the channel that way, and you can check it out on dummyroundreloading.com. So stay tuned for more, folks, and we will see you in the next video. Have a good one!